There's some built-in data sets in R, lots and lots of them in fact, which will make my job easier. And there's one called rivers, which is, well, I've no idea what it is, and actually sort of, if there's something built into R, quite often you can find out about it like this. So this is the first useful thing I've said, is if you put a question mark in front of sort of a built-in R object or a built-in R function or verb, it will give you help on it. So I typed question rivers into my kind of command line, press return, and up on the right in RStudio comes some information under the help tab. So what this built-in rivers data set is, it's the length of major North American rivers. And I can sort of scroll down here and it just gives me the reference and things. So a statistician, who by definition will have no social life, sat down with this 1975 copy of a book and typed in all the length of these rivers and then added it to the R, so the data sets, which is it's a good thing for us. No, it's a good. I'm one of these people. Right, so we've got this thing called rivers, which we can print up just by typing it out. We might want to know the mean length of the major North American rivers. So we can do mean rivers there, and we can work out the sort of we could work out the median. Have you heard of medians? The summary statistic, the sort of the middle length. So half of the rivers are longer than 425 miles and half are shorter than 425 miles. We wanted to do, at least one person said they wanted to do pictures in R. So R has functions, verbs, which do pictures. Can you think of a good way of summarizing a bunch of numbers if you wanted to do a plot of some sort? How would I summarize a whole lot of numbers to show in a picture? I'll tell you. You do a histogram, yeah? Heard of histograms? And say we didn't know how to do a histogram in R. Second useful thing I'm going to tell you. We fire up Google, and we could type R and then histogram. But because R is a single letter, which is the stupidest name for a software package, that will kind of give us lots of hits. So there's actually a website called rseek. Okay, it's just rseek.org. And if we fire up that, we should then get R-specific answers. And so we get R-related answers here. And what's this one say? How to make a histogram with basic R. Oh, there we go. I just scroll down and look sort of familiarised with the hist function. So there's a clue here that basically the function that does histograms is called hist. Okay, yeah. So I can go back to R, and I'll just type hist. Is it rivers, wasn't it? So to get sort of think strictly about our language here, what we're doing here is basically we're using this doing word, this function, hist, okay, and we're doing that on the object in the brackets afterwards, and the object in the bracket is rivers, which is a built-in data object in R, which is a collection of river lengths, okay. So if all goes well, that will generate a histogram of the rivers data set, which it kind of does there. So that's done as a fairly sort of dry picture of rivers. And you know how histograms work. You bin the data range up into kind of little bins, count how many rivers are in that range there. So there's 83 rivers or whatever that are in 0 to 500 miles. Effectively, long rivers are rare in North America. Long rivers are rare everywhere. Okay. That doing word, that function hist, like a lot of words, a lot of functions in R, has a bit more to it. So we can put more things behind the brackets than just the data we want to kind of work on.